guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a really exciting video to share with you guys, and it is a release. So many of the little journals that you see here are going to be available for sale, but it's also going to be a bit of a process video, not a tutorial, but I am going to share the process of making one of these. And if you stick around to the end of the video, there is also going to be a little surprise for you guys. So as you can see here, I have a lot of little books on my desk. I've actually made 25 journals. They are mini journals, as you can tell, and the reason why they are mini is because they are ornaments for your Christmas tree. So I had this idea where I thought it would be really cool to make little versions of my journals that I make that you can put up on your Christmas tree every year, and you can fill with some special things. So I'll share some ideas for different ways to use these. I did think of this idea and I thought it was such a cool idea I hadn't really seen before, and I went straight to YouTube and I searched journal ornaments to see if anyone had done it before, and of course other people have done it before. So one person that comes to mind is Jessica from Terrace. She used to be I'm a Cool Mum on YouTube, and she also has a tutorial on how she made hers. Hers are a little bit different to mine, but I'll link her channel down below as well. I think there were a few other videos of people who have done a similar idea as well, so I'm not claiming to have come up with this idea. I did think of it on my own, but of course usually when you think of something and you think it's an original idea, it usually ends up having been done by someone else before. So I just wanted to say that and give some credit to other people who have done this before. But for me, I really wanted to create a collection that looks just like the larger journals that I make, and the idea is that these are really special little keepsakes that you can pull out every year and display on your Christmas tree, and you can also use them. So this is the one that I'm keeping for myself. So they all have a little key closure. It's just this pretty little gold key, and the twine wraps around through the eyelets. So this is really simple to put on, but basically to take it off, I'm just slipping the key back through the twine where it was tucked into to keep it closed, and then that just easily comes undone. I'll show more about that later on in this video, but then you can open it up and it has usable pages. All the pages are craft paper. There are a few little vintage stamps on some of the pages, and I've also done some ruffles. So just kept this really simple. There's a little bit of sewing as well. Because the pages are so tiny, I definitely didn't want to take up any room in the journal, so you can do whatever you want inside. But here I've taken a Polaroid picture of my kids under our Christmas tree this year, and I just stapled that to the page, and then I left this page blank for now. I may end up adding another picture or something else from Christmas Day, but for me, I think I'm going to add a Polaroid picture each year of my kids under the tree, and it will be chronological, and I'll be able to sort of see how they grow, and I just think that'll be a really special thing to look back on every year when I pull this out and put it up on my Christmas tree. So some other ideas of ways you could use it. I thought it would be cool if maybe you got this down off your tree on Christmas Day and you used it sort of like a little guest book. You could have your family members or your friends write little notes in here, maybe just like on one page spread, just really small. You can add photos of your family members or of your grandchildren or your children or whatever it may be. You can do written journaling as well, whatever you want to put in here. And some of the pages have some little areas where you could tuck extra things in. So the pages themselves are pockets, so you can slip extra bits and pieces in here, and there's lots of room for it to grow. I don't want to make mine too chunky because I want to be able to easily close this and put it up on my tree. You could use it for one Christmas, but I think for me, I definitely want this to last me sort of all of my children's childhood, so all of their Christmases at home. I think that would be really special. But there's lots of different ways you could use it, and they have pretty much all of the features that my normal journals would have, including the little charms and beads on the side. So there's some really cute little charms and things hanging off the side, and they all have 5 signatures, which I've stitched in just like normal as well. So this is mine. I've also made some extras because I had some people in my life that I wanted to send them to as little gifts. So there are some here that you may see that are not going to be available for sale. I'm going to give you a glimpse of all of the little journals in this video, and then at the end I'll show you the ones that are available for sale. So I'm just going to give you a really quick little look at the outside covers of all of the journals. And I am also going to share the process of making this little journal here. So I filmed bits of the process of making this, each little step. Of course, the footage is cut down. I'm only going to share little bits and pieces of each step. There are actually quite a lot of steps in making these journals, just like with a normal journal. So I haven't shown the entire process, but I'm showing bits of every single step. So it's not a tutorial, but you can definitely use it as a guide to make your own as well if you want to. So to begin with, I'm building my covers pretty much the same way as I always do. I wanted these to be hardcover, so I'm using some board, and I made these ornaments to measure 3 1/4 inches by 4 1/4 inches, which I found to be the perfect size. It really blends in well with the other ornaments on my tree. It fits a small photo and it has enough room to write little bits inside as well. I do have a more detailed tutorial in my Etsy store for how I build my covers. I also have a YouTube tutorial on a more detailed how-to of making the window cover feature on the front. I also have binding tutorials and a beading or charm tutorial in my Etsy store as well, so I'll link everything that's relevant down below. Before painting, I applied a layer of white gesso on the front and black on the inside, and whenever I'm painting my covers, I always tend to add many layers of paint until I'm happy with the colour and with the coverage, and I'm using acrylic paint. Here I am cutting out some image options for the cover, and I also have some left over from the rest of the collection that I didn't end up using. I love adding gold wax to the cover as well, just to add some highlights and an elegant reflective touch. Before I glued the image down, I just lightly and gently sanded the back of it so that it would stick better, and then I added a layer of varnish over the top. Adding some gold heat embossing on the cover as well for some dainty and elegant details, and then I'm going to flip that over and I'm going to line the inside cover with some patterned paper. After each of these stages, there's also a lot of drying time, which I haven't included in the footage, of course. After lining the inside, I could add my 3 eyelets, so 1 on the spine and 2 on the covers, so 1 on the front and 1 on the back, and these will add places to attach my charms, our closure, and then later a ribbon to hang the ornament to the tree. Now I'm making the pages, and these are done with craft paper and a simple fold to create multiple pages from one piece of paper. I have another video that explains that fold a lot better, which again I'll link to. And for each of these books, I'm including 5 folded pages. So once I created those pages, I also added some ruffles along the edge of some of the pages with various ribbons and trims. And then I also added some additional sewing. Since the pages are so small, the only other thing I added was a few vintage Christmas stamps. Once the pages were prepped, I bound the pages using the same template that I used for the rest of the collection, and I made this on some paper. It's just a simple 3-hole stitch for each signature. Once the pages were bound in, I could add my charms and beads, plus a little key closure around the journal. The key closure is a piece of twine which is doubled or folded over in half, and then it just threads through the eyelets on the cover, wraps all the way around, and the key, which is threaded on the other end, just slips inside the loop of the twine, holding it closed. So the knot at the end where the key is stops it from falling out. If your journal ever became more chunky and you needed a longer closure, you could always just switch out the twine and use a longer piece of twine to give you that little bit more room. But you definitely want the closure to be snug around the journal to keep it nice and closed whilst it's hanging on your tree. Lastly, I'm just threading some velvet thread through the top of my charms and then tying that off to create the hanger for the ornament. And I also just put a tiny bit of clear nail polish on the end of the ribbon to prevent any fraying from occurring. You can also use like fray stop or like the proper product to stop fraying, but this works fine as well and it doesn't leave any smell. And there is the finished ornament. It's so cute. And this particular ornament is going to be a giveaway prize for one of you guys. So this here is the collection of journals that are going to be available in my Etsy store. So I will leave a link to my Etsy store down below in the description box, and if you want to catch that sale, just check the description box for all of the details of the restock. There are 18 journals available, and these are the ones that will be available. And then for those of you that have stuck around to the end of this video, there is a little surprise. So the journal that I made during this video, this little burgundy journal. There's actually going to be a giveaway prize for one of you guys. So again, all you have to do to enter that giveaway is leave a comment down below on this video, and I'll have the details for that giveaway in the description box as well, so when it will end and all of that, and the winner will be picked at random. And that giveaway is open internationally as well, so if you would like to win this little mini journal ornament, just leave a comment on this video to be entered. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments below. These journals were so much fun to make. I definitely want to make more next year, and because they were a smaller size, I was able to make 25 of them, which is kind of crazy. These are all real hardcover as well, so they're nice and sturdy, just like my regular journals. And yeah, I just love them. I'm obsessed with them. I've never really been one for mini journals because I always thought, like, why would you have a mini journal when you have a big journal? But when it comes to ornaments and having a special little keepsake ornament, I think this is just perfect. It's so cute, and it just makes perfect sense for adding to every year. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're all having a really nice Christmas season so far. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again soon in my next video.